Now, from our online ordering page, right down here from the home screen, you can actually click on Import New Order right from the home screen. That will take you to our Import Order page. You can choose the file, and I have the file right here in my downloads. And make sure you check this one box off and click Next. Now we will review all of our details for each piece. First product is a gable, and the colors are correct. The size is about 4 feet, which is correct, by 14 inch deep. I do want a rail notch on it, and it is checked off. By default, most things will have the rail notch checked on. If you want anything finished with the rail notch turned off, you need to come in here and turn it off. These values import, and if I pull up my drawings, this is the gable that I am working on right now. On my left-hand side, everything came out as none and 0. This means that on the left-hand side of this gable, it will come out as a finished gable, but it will have a rail notch on. So on my left-hand side, which will have no drilling. In my drawings, if I look from the preview above, I actually have this gable butted up right in the corner. So it really doesn't matter if there's drilling or no drilling. In this case, we'll keep it finished. Now to the right-hand side of this gable. On the right-hand side, I want to have drilling all the way from the top to the bottom. So the value I have in here is the exact same as the height or the panel size, and same with the depth. Now I don't need any bottom-up or bottom-up drilling, and I don't have any drawer boxes on here, so we'll skip this section. And there's no routing, backing, or lighting that I need. So this first gable looks good. I will kind of collapse these so that it is less daunting, and I will move on to my next gable. Now for this next gable, wall 2, section 2, left-hand side is a 4-foot pattern, and the right-hand side is full line drill, and we have a bank of drawers. Now I'll minimize this. This is the right size of panel, and this is wall 2, section 2. The left-hand drilling is the exact same as the first gable, which is correct, and it's 14 inch deep. Now there's no bottom-up drilling or no bank of drawers on the left-hand side. Now the right-hand side, how it actually imported is doing full line drill in referencing the bottom. So it's going to drill from the bottom up and actually do the full size of the panel at 14 inch deep. So that's why these values are 0. But it didn't import the drawer bank height. This we will actually hopefully add later on, but right now this is something you have to add manually. What is DWR bank height? This is your drawer bank height. What these two values will do is actually put in a third line of holes to make it easier for you to install glides. Some of our current dealers will should be pretty happy about this nice little feature. Now these refer to the type of glide that is to be used on the gable. Right now we have our Endura undermount slide. Each different glide usually has a different set of holes, which made it very difficult for us to put in a third line of holes. Now with this feature, we can put in a third line of holes because we have all this extra information that we need. Now you'll have to refer to your design software to know how big of a bank of drawers you have. currently on my specs, I actually only import out a very basic tech drawing. You're able to change this on your settings on Closet Pro to actually export more information. Right now we just have the basics. So referring to my design software, I know that the height that I need to drill is this high, and the drawers are all 14-inch deep. Now all of these top down height, bottom up height, and drawer bank height, all of these values actually referred to our gable length chart. So refer to this as you manually put things in. Now we don't have any toe kick notches or baseboard notches, so we will skip that, and we'll skip all of these values as well. So I'll collapse these. The next gable I'm working on is wall 2 section 3. This is my full length gable. I will pull up my drawings. This is the next gable I'm referring to. So the left hand side, bottom up drilling the full length of the gable, and let's just put in our drawer box drilling as well. And then our right hand side is actually just a little 2-foot gable, which is correct, referencing the top down. So all of these values are correct. So I'll collapse those. And lastly, wall 2 section 3 again. This is referring to the last gable. This is a little 2-foot gable. On here, left hand side should actually be none, and the top down drilling is 23.425, which is full drilling all the way down the left hand side of the panel, and is 14-inch deep. And the right hand side, it's all zeroed out, which means it'll be a finished. Now when I'm reviewing this, I actually, because I got a bunch of wall space here, I actually want this to be a finished gable without a rail notch. So I'm going to come in here and actually turn off my rail notch so that I have a nice clean finished edge side. Now I'll turn off here, and I don't need any of these values. Now I'll collapse this. Now I have gone through all of my drilling for this job to make sure everything's correct, and if I wanted to make any tweaks, I could do it right off of this screen. So I have now gone through and verified that all of my gables and all the drilling are to what I want. Whatever you put in any of these product attribute boxes, you will get whatever is in there. So make sure you double check and verify that all the information that is on this order page is exactly what you want. Now I've gone over this process very slowly to help explain how to double check and verify that all the information for drilling your gables is accurate. Usually this process will go very quickly after you become familiar and know what to check for. We will have checklists upon importing from different design softwares to help you know what to double check and what to look out for. This will be in our Learning Center on our website to help guide you through this process. Now I'm going to go over what you need to do if you want some clean drill options and the changes you need to make on our online ordering platform using the same example. On this tech drawing, I want this gable to be the double hang clean drill pattern instead of line drill. What I will do is I'll make sure I reference the right one, wall 2, section 1 gable, and I'll come into here, make sure I'm changing the right one, wall 2, section 1 gable, that's a 4-foot gable. Left hand side is all no drilling, which is what I want. But the right hand side, I want to change this from top down drilling for line drill to the clean drill pattern. Under here, under clean drill pattern, you can open it up and we have two categories, our regular height options and our 8-foot height options as listed. If you need any explanation, you can always click on the tooltip and this will explain what each of these abbreviations are. Now I want a double hang pattern. Now, as you can see, I have a validation that says you can only choose clean drill pattern or top-down height. You can't do both. This will hopefully help catch the mistake, because if you had both of these values filled out, they would overlap each other when it actually comes to drilling. And I don't want that. So I will change this top-down height to 0. Now, the top-down height will actually have the clean drill pattern at the 14-inch deep, which is what I want. Now I'll pull back up my drawings here, and this gable on the left-hand side, I want it to have that clean drill as well. So I will reference it and come down to the wall 2, section 2. This is the gable. Now I will change the top down to 0 and I'll change it to double hang. Now this will make a clean drill on the left hand side of this gable. Now, as a lot of our curtain dealers know, we don't have any clean drill options for a lot of our towers, so that will just be our regular line drilling options. Now I want to go over to this last section and change it to clean drill for our long hang. So I'll reference our wall 2 section 3 gable. The left hand drilling is our normal full line drill there, but our right hand side, I want it to be our long hang pattern, and I will make sure I turn the top down drilling to 0. And I will collapse those there. And the last gable on our drawing is this short little 2-footer. I want it to be the clean drill pattern as well, which is wall 2 section 3. Change this to 0 and change the clean drill pattern to long hang. And this now will spit out all of our clean drill options